Good evening, you're watching the prime time on Hornbill TV. Let's have a look at the news headlines. The Israeli military said it targeted militants hiding among civilians, where the strike in the central town of Deir al-Balah killed 27 people, including a child and 7 women. As the US presidential race tightens amid the ongoing election campaign, Trump shared his views on Prime Minister Modi and said, "Modi is great, he's the nicest guy, but he's a total killer." A crown belonging to goddess Kali at the Jeshoreshwari temple in Satkhira, Bangladesh, which was a gift from Prime Minister Narendra Modi, has reportedly been stolen. The Kerala Legislative Assembly on Thursday unanimously passed a resolution opposing the One Nation, One Election proposal. As heavy rain slashed Maharashtra's Mumbai on Thursday evening, the India Meteorological Department has issued a nationwide warning for heavy rainfall from October 12th to October 16th, predicting downpours across multiple states. Let's have a look at the news in detail. The Pune police have on Friday arrested one of the 3 men accused of raping a 21-year-old woman on the outskirts of Pune city last week. The woman was allegedly raped by 3 men on Thursday, October the 3rd night in the Bobdev Ghar area, where she had gone with a male friend. The victim's male friend was also assaulted by the trio. Police said that one suspect has been arrested for the gang rape and a search was on for his 2 associates involved in the crime. On Tuesday, police released the description of the 3 suspects, including clothes that they were wearing at the time. Officials said the description is based on the information given by the victim and a male friend. They had formed more than 60 teams to trace the suspects and declared a reward of Rs 10 lakh for information on them. Two Indian Army Agniveers have lost their lives in an accident where an artillery shell burst during a firing exercise. The Agniveers had come from Hyderabad for training at artillery school in Deolali, Nashik in Maharashtra. Indian Army officials said that the Army has ordered a court of inquiry into the incident to find out the exact cause of the accident. The incident occurred at the artillery center in the Nashik Road area on Thursday afternoon. The deceased Agniveers have been identified as 20-year-old Gohil Vishwaraj Singh and 21-year-old Saifat Sheikh. In a bid to woo the Muslim minority and backward communities ahead of the high-stakes assembly elections, the Mahayuti government in Maharashtra announced several key initiatives during a cabinet meeting chaired by Chief Minister Eknath Shinde on Thursday. One of the major decisions was to increase the salaries of madrasa teachers under the Zakir Hussain Madrasa Modernization Scheme. Besides this, the state government also approved a proposal to raise the working capital of the Maulana Azad Financial Corporation from Rs 600 crore to Rs 1000 crore. Meanwhile, calling out on the state government's dual character, Shiv Sena spokesperson Anand Dubey said that the government's words and works do not match. On one side, Devendra Fadnavis says that Muslims do vote jihad and love jihad. On the other side, they have increased the salary of teachers in madrasa from Rs 6,000 to Rs 16,000. Ajit Pawar had said that he would reserve a 10% quota for minorities and Muslims in ticket distribution. This government wants to please Muslims and also say hateful things as Muslims don't vote for them, he stated.
की महाराष्ट्र सरकार है ना, इसकी कथनी करनी में कितना बड़ा अंतर है। एक तरफ देवेंद्र फडणवीस जी कह रहे हैं कि जो मुसलमान मतदाता हैं उन्होंने वोट जिहाद किया, जो मुसलमान जातियां हैं उसमें लव जिहाद करवाती हैं, और दूसरी तरफ जो मदरसों में शिक्षक पढ़ाते हैं उनके वेतन पहले 6,000 थे, अब उसको बढ़ाकर 16,000 कर दिया गया है। इससे पहले अजीत दादा पवार कह चुके हैं कि हम अपने पार्टी में जो टिकट बांटेंगे उसमें 10% कोटा अल्पसंख्यकों के लिए, मुसलमानों के लिए रिजर्व कर देंगे। मतलब ये जो वर्तमान की महायुति सरकार है, इसको मुसलमानों को खुश भी करना है, मुसलमान इन्हें वोट नहीं करते तो उनके लिए नफरत की बातें भी करनी है। ऐसा दोहरा चरित्र क्यों है? या तो साफ साफ कहो कि हमें अल्पसंख्यकों का वोट नहीं चाहिए, हम उनके लिए कोई काम नहीं करेंगे। दूसरी तरफ उनको टिकट भी देना है, उनके वेतन को भी 6,000 से बढ़ाकर 16,000 करना है, और उनको गालियां भी बकनी है, उनको अपशब्द भी कहना है, उनको वोट जिहादी भी कहना है। तो ये कैसा, मतलब हाथी के दांत खाने के कुछ और खाने के कुछ और। ये महाराष्ट्र की जनता सब देख रही है।
The Israeli military said it targeted militants hiding among civilians. Israel has continued to strike at what it says are militant targets across the Palestinian enclave, even as attention has shifted to its war against Hezbollah in Lebanon and rising tensions with Iran. The military launched a large-scale air and ground operation against Hamas in northern Gaza earlier this week. The Al-Aqsa Martyrs Hospital, where the bodies were brought, said that the strike in the central town of Deir al-Balah killed 27 people, including a child and 7 women. An Associated Press reporter saw ambulances streaming into the hospital and counted the bodies, many of which arrived in pieces. The Israeli military said it carried out a precise strike targeting a militant command and control center inside the school without providing evidence. Israel has repeatedly attacked schools that were turned into shelters in Gaza, accusing militants of hiding out in them. Witnesses who spoke on condition of anonymity for security reasons said that the strike occurred while school managers were meeting with representatives of an aid group in a room normally used by Hamas-run police who provide security. They said there were no police in the room at the time. The Hamas-run government operated a civilian police force numbering in tens of thousands. They largely vanished from the streets after the start of the war as Israel targeted them with airstrikes. But plainclothes Hamas security personnel still exert control over most areas. Hamas has continued to launch attacks on Israeli forces and fire occasional rockets into Israel more than a year after its October 7 attack ignited the war. Hamas-led militants stormed into Israel and rampaged through army bases and farming communities in that attack, killing some 1,200 people, mostly civilians, and abducting around 250 others. They are still holding around 100 captives, a third of whom are believed to be dead. We'll be right back after a short break.
नए भारत का नया उत्तर प्रदेश $1 ट्रिलियन इकोनॉमी बनने की ओर है अग्रसर। स्थानीय उत्पादों को यूपी इंटरनेशनल ट्रेड शो ने दिया है इंटरनेशनल मार्केट। पहले संस्करण में 70,000 से अधिक खरीदारों और 3 लाख से अधिक आगंतुकों से कारोबारियों का बढ़ा है हौसला। यूपी इंटरनेशनल ट्रेड शो के द्वितीय संस्करण का आयोजन 25 से 29 सितंबर 2024 तक ग्रेटर नोएडा में किया जा रहा है। आइए इस वैश्विक व्यापारिक महाकुंभ का हिस्सा बनकर अपने व्यवसाय को दें नई दिशा। यूपी इंटरनेशनल ट्रेड शो, सोर्सिंग का अद्वितीय मंच।
कॉलेज बोले तो दोस्ती यारी, यारो संग है फ्रीडम सारी। फ्रीडम इक्वल्स टाइम ऑफ लाइफ, लाइफ माने एंजॉय राइड। एक्टिवा एक्टिवा एक्टिवा, स्कूटर एटले एक्टिवा,
स्कूटर बोले तो एक्टिवा।
Welcome back after the break. Let's have a look at more news in detail. Japanese organization Nihon Hidankyo has been selected by the Norwegian Nobel Committee to be awarded the 2024 Nobel Peace Prize. Nihon Hidankyo is a grassroots movement of atomic bomb survivors from Hiroshima and Nagasaki, also known as Hibakusha. The committee said it has been recognized for its efforts to achieve a world free of nuclear weapons and for demonstrating through witness testimony that nuclear weapons must never be used again.
The Norwegian Nobel Committee has decided to award the Peace Prize for 2024 to the Japanese organization Nihon Hidankyo. This grassroots movement of atomic bomb survivors from Hiroshima and Nagasaki, also known as Hibakusha, is receiving the Peace Prize for its efforts to achieve a world free of nuclear weapons and for demonstrating through witness testimony that nuclear weapons must never be used again. In response to the atomic bombs attacks of August 1945, a global movement arose whose members have worked tirelessly to raise awareness about the catastrophic humanitarian consequences of using nuclear weapons. Gradually, a powerful international norm developed, stigmatizing the use of nuclear weapons as morally unacceptable. This norm has become known as the nuclear taboo. The testimony of the Hibakusha, the survivors of Hiroshima and Nagasaki, is unique in this larger context. These historical witnesses have helped to generate and consolidate widespread opposition to nuclear weapons around the world by drawing on personal stories, creating educational campaigns based on their own experience, and issuing urgent warnings against the spread and use of nuclear weapons.
Hindu devotees believe that the sacred light from 108 lamps destroys all evils from the universe. It is with this belief 108 diyas were lighted up in front of Devi Durga on the juncture of Ashtami on Friday morning across country, popularly known as Sandhi Puja, to protect their near and dear ones. On Saturday from 6:24 a.m. to 7:12 p.m., every devotee was seen lighting 108 lamps and also offering prayers. It is a sacred moment and holds special significance. According to mythology, Lord Ram worshipped the Devi with 108 blue lotuses and proclaimed his wish to kill Ravan. In Assam capital city of Guwahati's Kharguli, especially, all the women were seen in Durga Puja pandals wearing traditional Assamese attire like mekhela chadar and sari to light 108 lamps in front of goddess Durga this morning.
वो 108 को दिया इसलिए चलाते हैं क्योंकि हम माँ दुर्गा के पास हमारा जो अपाय अमंगल है, जो भी दुख कष्ट है, वो सब निवारण के लिए हम 108 को दिया जलाते हैं माँ के आगे में। और जो संध्या काल है, वो जो अष्टमी और नवमी के संध्या काल है, उस समय के लिए 108 पर संध्या पूजा करते हैं, साकी दिया जला के संध्या पूजा करते हैं, यही मानते हैं।
আজি মা দুৰ্গাৰ চকুৰ পৰা এই বন্দি পূজাখনত মা দুৰ্গাৰ চকুৰ পৰা মা চাণ্ডুল্য মাৰ জন্ম হয়। চাণ্ডুল্য মা এই দেশক ৰক্ষা কৰিব, পৃথিৱীক ধ্বংসৰ পৰা মুক্ত কৰিবৰ কাৰণে মা চামুণ্ডা মাৰ জন্ম হয়। আৰু এই সময়খিনিত যিসকলে মা সন্ধি পূজা কৰে, তেওঁ মা দুৰ্গাই মানে তেওঁলোকৰ গোটেই মনোকামনা পূৰ্ণ কৰে।
আজি খাৰগুলি দুৰ্গা মন্দিৰত আহিছোঁ। আজি অষ্টমীৰ উপলক্ষে, সন্ধি পূজাৰ উপলক্ষে 108 গছ চাকি জ্বলাবলৈ। তো সন্ধি পূজাত 108টা চাকি জ্বলাই বুলি কয় আৰু, চ' সেই উপলক্ষে আজি আহিছোঁ চাকি জ্বলাবলৈ।
তাৰমানে দুৰ্গাৰ নৱম দিন যুদ্ধ আজি সমাপ্ত হ'ল ন, সেইটো উল্লাসতে আজি মানে চাকি গছ জ্বলাই আৰু।
আজি সন্ধি পূজা অৰ্থাৎ অষ্টমী আৰু নৱমীৰ মাজত 48 মিনিট সময় দুৰ্গা দেৱীৰ এটা বিশেষ পূজা হয়। এইটোত কিছু থলত বলি বিধান হয়, মানে এই 48 মিনিটৰ 24 মিনিটৰ পাছত 24 মিনিটৰ পাছত মানে হেৰিটো কয়। এই অৰ্থটো হ'ল এইখিনি সময়তে মহিষাসুৰ নিধন হৈছিল আৰু বৰ্তমানো তেনেকুৱা যিমান মহিষাসুৰ আছে সেইবিলাক বধ হওক, আমি সুখে সন্তোষে থাকোঁ। এইটোৰ উদ্দেশ্যে এই মহিলাই বন্তি জ্বলোৱা অৰ্থটো নহয়, এইটো গৃহস্থৰ ফালৰ পৰা জ্বলাই, যোনে যেনেকৈ সুবিধা পায়, মহিলাই জ্বলাওক বা পুৰুষেই জ্বলাওক। এইটো 108টা চাকি, 108টা পদুম ফুল তেওঁৰ তাত উৎসৰ্গা কৰা হৈছে। এনেকৈ তেওঁলোকৰ মনৰ আশয়া দুৰ্গতিবিলাক দূৰ হৈ যাওক, সেইটো কামনা কৰিয়ে এই আজিৰ এই বন্তি প্ৰজ্বলনটো। আমাৰ যেনেকৈ হিন্দু ধৰ্মৰ এটা সনাতন ধৰ্মৰ এটা বাহাদুৰি আছে কি, সৰ্বে সন্তু নিৰাময়া সৰ্বে ভদ্ৰাণি পশ্যন্তু সৰ্বে দুখমৱপ্নিয়াত মা কশ্যস আয়ুষ্মান আয়ুষ্মতি ভৱ কুশলানি সন্তু। ইয়াত কোনো ধৰ্ম জাতি বৰ্ণ ভেদ কৰি পেলাই কাকো কোৱা নাই, পৃথিৱীৰ সমস্ত প্ৰাণীৰ কল্যাণ কামনা কৰি আজিৰ এই দুৰ্গা পূজা।
Stay tuned, cause we'll be right back after a short break.
It only takes one prick of a needle to save lives. Get tested for HIV.
कॉलेज बोले तो दोस्ती यारी, यारो संग है फ्रीडम सारी। फ्रीडम equals time of life, life माने joy ride. Activa, 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 moderately Activa.
স্কুটার বলে তো অ্যাক্টিভা।
Welcome back after the news. Let's look at more news. The Kerala Legislative Assembly on Thursday unanimously passed a resolution opposing the One Nation, One Election proposal, and Parliamentary Affairs Minister M.B. Rajesh presented the resolution as Chief Minister Pinarayi Vijayan was absent due to health reasons. Rajesh expressed strong opposition against the central government's proposal, saying that it violates the principles of the Indian Constitution. He urged that the move is part of the BJP and RSS agenda to centralize governance and undermine India's federal structure. The opposition, led by Manarkad MLA N. Samsudeen, expressed full support for the resolution but suggested that certain amendments to the resolution, some of which were accepted by the ruling party. Criticizing the move, BJP National Secretary Anil K. Antony said that the Congress and left are proving again that they are opportunistic alliance at the national level. Calling the parties anti-people and anti-India, he said whenever it comes to any issue of public interest, they come together to unanimously oppose it.
ಭಾರತವು ವಿಶ್ವದ ಅತಿ ದೊಡ್ಡ ಒಕ್ಕೂಟ ಪ್ರಜಾಪ್ರಭುತ್ವ ಭಾರತ ಸಂವಿಧಾನದ ಭಾಗ 15ರಲ್ಲಿ ಪ್ರತಿಪಾದಿಸಿರುವ ಮುಕ್ತ ಮತ್ತು ನ್ಯಾಯಸಮ್ಮತ ಚುನಾವಣೆಯ ತತ್ವವು ಈ ಪ್ರಜಾಪ್ರಭುತ್ವದ ಆತ್ಮವಾಗಿದೆ. ಒಂದು ರಾಷ್ಟ್ರ ಒಂದು ಚುನಾವಣೆ ಪ್ರಸ್ತಾವವು ಭಾರತ ಪ್ರಜಾಸತ್ತಾತ್ಮಕ ಮತ್ತು ಒಕ್ಕೂಟ ವ್ಯವಸ್ಥೆಗೆ ಅಪಾಯವನ್ನುಂಟು ಮಾಡುತ್ತದೆ. ಬೇರೆ ಬೇರೆ ರಾಜ್ಯಗಳ ವಿಧಾನಸಭೆಗಳು ಅವುಗಳದ್ದೇ ಆದ ಅಧಿಕಾರ ಅವಧಿಗಳನ್ನು ಹೊಂದಿರುತ್ತವೆ ಮತ್ತು ಏಕರೂಪ ಚುನಾವಣಾ ವೇಳಾಪಟ್ಟಿಯು ರಾಷ್ಟ್ರೀಯ ವಿಷಯಗಳ ಮೇಲೆ ಹೆಚ್ಚಾಗಿ ಗಮನ ಹರಿಸುವ ಮತ್ತು ಸ್ಥಳೀಯ ಕಾಯ್ದೆಗಳನ್ನು ನಿರ್ಲಕ್ಷಿಸುವ ರಾಜ್ಯಗಳ ಸ್ವಾಯತ್ತತೆಯನ್ನು ದುರ್ಬಲಗೊಳಿಸಬಹುದು. ಸಾಕಷ್ಟು ಭದ್ರತೆಯನ್ನು ಖಚಿತಪಡಿಸಿಕೊಳ್ಳಬಹುದು. ಚುನಾವಣಾ ಸಿಬ್ಬಂದಿಯನ್ನು ನಿರ್ವಹಿಸುವುದು ಬೇಸರ ಕಡಿಮೆಗೊಂಡ
ಎಲ್ಲ ರಾಜ್ಯಗಳನ್ನ ಗಮನಕ್ಕೆ ತೆಗೆದುಕೊಂಡು ಮಾಡುವಂತದ್ದು. ಚುನಾವಣೆ ವೆಚ್ಚ ಸುಮ್ಮನೆ ಏಕಾಏಕಿ ಚುನಾವಣೆ ಹೆಚ್ಚಾಗೋದು, ಚುನಾವಣೆ ಬಂದ ಸಂದರ್ಭದಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾವುದೇ ಅಭಿವೃದ್ಧಿ ಕಾರ್ಯಗಳಾಗಲ್ಲ. ಅಭಿವೃದ್ಧಿ ಕಾರ್ಯಗಳೆಲ್ಲ ನಿಂತೋಗ್ತದೆ. ಪ್ರತಿ ಸರಿನೂ ಕೂಡ ಲೋಕಸಭೆಗೆ 2 ತಿಂಗಳು, ವಿಧಾನಸಭೆಗೆ 2 ತಿಂಗಳು, ಜಿಲ್ಲಾ ಪಂಚಾಯತಿಗೆ 2 ತಿಂಗಳು, ಕಾರ್ಪೊರೇಷನ್ ಎಲೆಕ್ಷನ್ ಹಿಂಗೆ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಅಭಿವೃದ್ಧಿ ಕಾರ್ಯಗಳು ಕುಂಠಿತ ಆಗ್ತದೆ. ಅನ್ನೆಸೆಸರಿಲಿ ರಾಜ್ಯದ ದೇಶದ ಜನಗಳ ದುಡ್ಡು ಹಾಳಾಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆ. ಅದನ್ನ ಈ ತರ ಒನ್ ನೇಷನ್ ಒನ್ ಎಲೆಕ್ಷನ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ
The Congress and the left again and again are proving very clearly that they are in a opportunistic alliance in the center, but in the state of Kerala, they both are just involved in a mock fight to hoodwink the people of the state. But whenever it comes to any issue of national interest, both the parties do come together. Whenever it comes to any issue that comes to public interest, both the parties come together to unanimously oppose it. This shows their anti-people, anti-India attitude. The legislators of the Kerala Assembly, they seems to have lost their sense of history. Everybody knows that from the time of independence till 1967, our whole country used to have one nation, one election. It is only because of the undemocratic actions of the then Congress government, including the dismissal of the EMS government in Kerala and many other such dismissals, that the country stopped having one nation, one election. Now the Union Cabinet has passed this resolution again, and it was after the recommendation of a very learned committee led by somebody of the stature of a former president who recommended one nation, one election. It was after consultation with lakhs of people across India, and more than 90% of the people who were consulted across the spectrum, they wanted one nation, one election. Right now there is so much time and resources that is spent across India for electioneering and election purposes, and that is slowing down governance and making administration more inefficient. It is in keeping this in mind that our Honorable Prime Minister Narendra Modi ji, he started this process, and now after consultation our union government, to ensure that there is better governance and administration for the people of India, have now passed one nation, one election in the Union Cabinet. And it is very, very disappointing to see the Kerala Assembly take these kind of anti-national, anti-people stances.
A crown belonging to goddess Kali at the Jeshure Shawa temple in Satkira, Bangladesh, which was a gift from Prime Minister Narendra Modi, has reportedly been stolen. The crown, which is silver with gold plating, was stolen around 2 p.m. on Thursday, shortly after the temple priest concluded the day's worship. Cleaning staff later found that the crown was missing from the deity's head. Prime Minister Modi gifted the crown during his visit to Bangladesh in March 2021. Jeshoreswar temple, considered one of the 51 Shakti Pithas, Jyoti Chattopadhyay, descendant of the family that has managed the temple for generations, said that the crown holds significant cultural and religious value for the devotees. In Hindu mythology, the Jeshoreswar temple is considered one of the 51 Shakti Pithas located across India and neighboring countries. Located in Ishwaripur, Satkira, the temple is believed to have been established in the latter part of the 12th century by a Brahmin named Anari, who built it with 100 doors. It underwent renovations by Lakshman Sen in the 13th century and was rebuilt by Raja Pratapatitya in the 16th century. During his visit, Prime Minister Modi announced plans for India to construct a multi-purpose community hall at the temple. The High Commission of India in Bangladesh has expressed deep concern over the robbery and has asked the Bangladesh government to investigate the case and take action against the perpetrators. That is all we have for now. For more news and updates, keep watching Hornbill TV.